Well, obviously last week was a big week in the history of our program to try and kind of get past that first round issue we had here. Obviously we weren't here before, but that was something since we've been in FCS. We had not made it past the first round. It was something historically we were aware of, but first going to go all the way back to last Sunday. Just thankful to get in and represent our school and our conference and have a chance. And we had a really good week of practice. It was kind of alluded to earlier that it was a really fun week to get to have our guys. They did have some academic things they had to take care of. Just from our standpoint, we had some study halls every day, but for the most part it was football and it was being together. And Monday night we had a Monday night football night, came and watched Monday night football together. Wednesday night we went to a movie. Thursday we had a big Thanksgiving meal together. I think it was just a really good time to be together and focus on the game, and I think it showed, and I think that was how we played Saturday night against a good Sanford team. We just played really well. All three phases did their job. I think it started with defense. Defense played, arguably one of their best games of the year, if not their best game, specifically going, the first half, holding them to, I think, 17 yards at halftime. Offensively, another great night, with Eli playing well and DeMarcus James offensive line blocking and tight ends, and just the whole night offensive was a good night. And then special teams, going against a good special team unit. We thought we played real well. Obviously our punter had a record, punt, and our field goal kicker, I think, tied our record here with 2 field goals. So it was just a great night, and just glad to be moving to the second round.
Tell me just a little about McNeese State.
Yeah. I think, we all know historically McNeese State is a name in FCS football. Been good, been in the playoffs. It's just a good program. And if you look at their offense, you look at an offense. Probably, if we want to compare it, people want to compare it to somebody we've played. I would say, maybe Tennessee State, from the way they really can run the ball. Then you add in, you've got this quarterback who's the offensive player of the year. You've got speed at receivers. You've got a running back, I think, led their conference in rushing. So offensively they're good. Defensively, very, very solid, which, obviously their record indicates how good they are. But really good defense, does a lot of things, really good at stopping, pretty good at stopping the run. And then special teams, they got a kicker and put it in the back of the end zone. Good return guys. I think their returner, let's see, his number 4, I think he almost had 3 in one game. Maybe it was 2 kicks and a punt. What's his name? Spencer, yeah. So, you've got a good team, which is what you would expect going into the second round. They're a high seed, so we know we got our work cut out and got to go on the road. So, it's what you would expect.
Bill, how do you feel about Eli's performance going forward? It's 2 big games in a row for him and games you needed to win.
Well, I think what you're seeing out of Eli is the confidence that comes with playing against good opponents. This is exactly who we saw in the spring, and this is exactly why we named him the starter, going into the Alabama State game. And really there was probably 2 or 3 games in there where he really was playing well. I think Georgia State, he may have hit 7 in a row, and he gets his hand banged up, and he banged it up really in the first game that not a lot of people knew about. So, all our quarterbacks have performed well in their opportunities. I think one thing we've done, we've kind of built the offense around his talents, and then to see him have confidence and play relaxed, it's really been fun to watch. But he's doing a great job. Biggest thing, he's protecting the football, and that's our number 1 key for all our quarterbacks, all of our offense is to protect the football at all costs. And he's doing a great job with that. I just like to see his confidence and, going out there and leading our offense.
Got a good season out of Griffin so far. Tell me about him and what
Well, I think Griffin is just, really he's helped get us where we are. We wouldn't be here without him. We spent a lot of time on our PAT field goal unit. And I don't even have his touchback numbers on me right now, but his kickoffs have been exceptional. And, to have a little bump in the road the last game of the season and respond with 2 great, and really his 3rd kick, you hit the dang goalpost from 40-something yards out. Easily could have had all 3 of them, but just a great year. I think he's going, first 2 months he was whatever that award is. Yeah, the kicker of the month for 2 months, well deserved. I think we always look at the whole unit, the snapper, holder, and kicker when we do PAT field goal. But he just one of those guys that comes to work every day, just does his job. Think he's going to have I hope he's got a chance to be an All-American, and hope he has a chance to play at the next level. I know somebody would be getting a good one if they got it. He's doing great though.
Griff, tell me a little bit about obviously the year that you've had. I mean, you're close to the single season record now. If first when you kick Saturday, you're going to have it. I mean, they sent you out there a lot of times this year to kick field goals, and for the most part, you come through with them. There's a lot more work than you expected to get this year, or get to call a lot more than you thought you would. Just kind of tell me, and then deliver. Just talk a little bit about that.
Our offense is putting us in the opportunity a lot, so that's just showing how well our offense is playing. We're always in position to score, whether it's touchdowns or field goals, and then Coach Clark has faith in our whole unit to go out there and block and get the snap, hold, and kick. And so we've had the opportunity to put up numbers.
You always have to be ready every time, no matter what. But I mean, how many times did you kind of think you may get a call like that this year? I mean, what's it, 22 or 28, whatever the numbers are, but just to have the opportunity to go kick that many field goals, what's that say to you, and did it surprise you that you got it that many times?
Yeah, it's a lot more than I guess other teams get to attempt, but it's mainly because our offense is so productive.
I mean, a lot of times field goal guys get called on because the offense doesn't produce. I mean, there's really no downside. I mean, it's not like, we got to send a kicker in because the offense can't do it. I mean, you have become another scoring weapon as opposed to just a settling for 3 points kind of thing. How important is that in your mindset?
Well, I mean, we're scoring a lot too, and there's a lot of extra points, and Heavy's breaking records for touchdowns. So I mean, we're scoring a lot of touchdowns as well, but we try to settle for the field goal, I guess, when we can, and still get those numbers, still get points on the board when we're able to.
Bill, I don't mean that in the sense
Sure.
of settling, like you
Yeah.
settle for 3.
Well,
But how
that's right.
valuable has that particular weapon become in your
Well, and I think that to answer that question, and I know how you're shooting it. I mean, I think to know that we're kicking a 40, let's say a 46, a 49. Do I go out and try and pin them in the corner with a punt, or do you put your kicker out there? And we've put our kicker out there, so maybe that's a lot of times another team would take a delay or just let their punter try and pin them. We've got the kicker that we feel good about. I mean, I feel good about him from 55 and in, and that's based on the wind. I mean, if he's got a wind in his face, we might not try that, but so that to answer that question, it's just such a peace of mind as a coach to feel great about sending that guy out there, and know that the whole unit is going to work with consistency. And what's great about this guy, you hear what he's saying. He says we. And that's everything we talk about. But you got to have that guy. I mean, I can talk till I'm blue in the face, but to have those guys that really believe that and believe that it is a unit that works together that's the kind of guys you want to coach.
Bill, if you compare this to the Tennessee State team, you guys what's got to go different, I guess, for you guys to have success that maybe didn't go right against Tennessee State?
I think when you're playing a good offense, your offense has got to produce. And I think defensively, we've got to stop the run. I mean, I think that's, if you go back to the Tennessee State game, we played well in that game, but we gave up more rushing yards than we would like. I don't want to say we were a little beat up because we had the open date the next week, but, I think maybe we're a little bit better. I hope that's one of the big things that I would like to say, that each week we've gotten better. Now, I'm sure McNeese feels the same way, that they've gotten better every week. But I think based on our last performances, I think our defense is really starting to play like what we expect. And that was one of the things when we came in there. We want to have a dominant defense, and and we're not the biggest team. I think every week we go out there. Sanford was probably a little closer to our size, but That means our guys have got to play with better technique. They've got to tackle better. They've got to play with more energy. And I think you saw that last week. So we got to have all those things this week against a great offense.
How does their quarterback compare to the guys that you've seen?
You know, I think he would be comparable to the guy last week. And somebody's going to say, well, you killed that guy last week. And I said, well, that goes back to coverage. You know, I think there was a lot of factors. We took the run game away, which forced him to throw, and we kind of knew when he was throwing. But he's that similar guy. You know, he throws when he wants to throw because they run the ball well. They protect him well. Their offensive line is as good as we've seen all year. He's got speed at receivers, not just one guy, but he's got two. He's got a tight end that's you know, everybody compares to number 1 from Tennessee State, who is an NFL player. I mean, some people say he's better. I think his name is Jacobs, yeah. So, you know, I think he's got all the weapons around him too, but he makes great decisions. You know, he doesn't turn the ball over. I've just been really impressed with this guy, and you can see why he's Offensive Player of the Year in their conference.
Robert, how neat was it to have a touchdown ball at your feet last week?
I have to say it was the easiest one I ever scored in my life. You know, I was actually just boxing on that play, making sure everything went back inside, and out the corner of my eye, I saw the ball rolling on the goal line. I just went and picked it up.
Robert, how do you feel about, you know, defensively? You guys were very good last week. What were kind of secrets to success, and how do you feel about keeping that moving going forward?
Well, we all bought into the game plan, and you know, we went to practice every week, and we played every snap of practice just like it was a play in the game. And to keep it going, you know, we just gotta keep working hard and make sure wrapping up on tackles and stuff. You know, missed tackles lead to big plays, and if we can stop that, we'll be fine.
Oh, you guys got finals this week?
Yes, sir.
He's an old man.
No finals.
I want to brag. You know, I've talked about these other two guys, and I don't usually do this, but I want to brag on the guy over here to my right. You know, this is a guy that comes to work every day, just like, you know, you talk about these guys, but this is a guy that doesn't say a lot. Robert's he's a quiet leader. But, you know, we asked him to do a lot of things in the game Saturday. He played some safety, which he hadn't done in a while, and just did a really good job of that. And then covered, and he's, you know, the Sam role for us is kind of like a nickel. He's a safety. He covers number 2 man to man. He blitzes off the edge. He has to play on tight ends. And he's got to be a very versatile player, but has done everything we've asked him to do all year, and just been a great leader for us. Proud of him.
Coach Clark, winning it all is the pinnacle, and there's 2 or 3 weeks left to do
Right.
that, and clearly you're hoping there's more football to be played. But could your first year here have gone any better than it has?
Yeah, I mean, you know, other than winning the conference and winning every game, which is what we said when we came in, it would be hard, you know, to have a better year than what we've had from the buy-in. And I don't, you know, if they hadn't chosen us to be in, we'd have still had the buy-in. We'd have still had the work. We'd have still had the kids doing all the things that we've asked them to do. And, you know, I'm sure there's been some things, you know, not just exactly right. But, I mean, for the most part, it's just been a great year. And to get a chance to keep playing just really, I guess, was icing on the cake. And then to win the first playoff game in FCS history. I mean, it just keeps getting better. I think the big thing for our guys, and we've talked about that, teams that win in the playoffs, and I've been in the playoffs for a few years, are teams that want to keep playing. They like being around each other. They enjoy the process that goes into it. And I hope that's what our guys have got. That's one of the things we really want it to be, is that they enjoy being together and enjoy keep playing. And hopefully we keep going.